How many times have you made a New Year's resolution only to find it abandoned by the time February rolls around? If you've experienced this, you're not alone. Many of us struggle to keep those well-intentioned promises we make to ourselves as the calendar flips to a new year. But why is that? Today we're diving into the psychology behind keeping resolutions, specifically the role of intrinsic motivation and self-determination theory. Now, let's talk about intrinsic motivation. It's that inner drive that pushes you to do things out of enjoyment, personal satisfaction, or a sense of personal challenge. It's not about the external rewards or punishments, but about the fulfillment that comes from within. This is where self-determination theory comes into play. It's a concept in psychology that suggests our motivation to stick with something is fueled by our basic psychological needs for autonomy, competence, and relatedness. So, how does this all tie back to keeping New Year's resolutions? Well, if your resolution is fueled by intrinsic motivation, chances are you're more likely to stick with it. That's because you're doing it for personal satisfaction, not because of external pressures or rewards. It's a resolution that aligns with your values and brings you joy, making it a part of who you are, not just something you do. Take the example of wanting to get in shape. If you're doing it because you enjoy the feeling of being active and healthy, that's intrinsic motivation. But if you're doing it because you feel societal pressure to look a certain way, that's extrinsic motivation. And according to self-determination theory, the former is more likely to keep you committed in the long run. Now, let's recap what we've discussed today. First, we've established that keeping a New Year's resolution is often a challenge, but understanding the role of intrinsic motivation can be a game changer. Second, we dove into the concept of self-determination theory, which suggests that our motivation is driven by our need for autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Lastly, we've discovered that aligning our resolutions with these theories can significantly increase our chances of sticking to them. So, as you ponder your next New Year's resolution, remember to ask yourself, why are you doing it? Is it because you truly want to, or because you feel like you should? If it's the latter, maybe it's time to rethink your resolution. After all, a resolution kept is much more satisfying than one forgotten by February. Remember, the key to success lies in choosing resolutions that are personally meaningful and enjoyable. So go ahead and make your New Year's resolution for the enjoyment of it. You might just find that it's the one you finally keep.